Cool beans. Well, good to see you again, brother. And thank you for taking the time to help us put some info out about this out there, about this undertaking with this podcast.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's a great idea. Humble Hollywood podcast seems both entertaining and something that is beneficial for people. Where did
That's
the
right.
idea for this first come from?
Years ago, I was examining it from the standpoint of being around all this opulence, and having all this access and making money, just having fun, and like, but dude, don't let this go to your head, okay?
Yeah.
Stay humble. And it's so funny, Kendrick Lamar saying, sit down, be humble, So I was exploring that. And also, it will be an organization, humblehollywood.org. It's an organization of just artists who are spiritually and socially conscious coming together to lend a hand to 501c3s and different underprivileged neighborhoods who are doing great work, but they need help. So we're going to leverage the power of Hollywood, and it gives us all an opportunity to put our money where our mouth is, put our time where our mouth is. They're like, no, I really am this person. I really do care, and this is how it looks in real time. So that's one aspect. And then we're in podcast time. This is we're in the podcast era, and what I want to add to that is the ability to nurture people through conversation, because conversation nurtured me growing up. Even if I just sat and watched my family members sit around and talk, have some drinks, play some cards, dominoes, they were talking though. And so from that, there's a root aspect to it. And then there's just being in the fierce urgency of right now where everything is so divisive and so polarizing and PC, and you can't say this, you can't say that. We've forgotten how powerful good conversation can be when you're not trying to debate, you're not trying to challenge, you're not trying to win, you're just nurturing one another and sharing and listening. And then what comes out of that is just magic within itself. So that's what we're going for. And yeah, that kind of rounds it out to why I decided to do it. And I have two amazing co-hosts. They're both artists, actors, and producers. One of Israeli descent and one of Italian American descent. And obviously, they are women, and that is incredibly important. We both know that,
Yes.
and we're equals. And with varying thoughts and ideas, we get to bounce that off each other with the guests. Makes it an even more fuller experience, and they actually have a little audience,
Yeah,
because
that's incredible. I
thank you,
mean,
brother.
you're bringing a very diverse talent to the podcast, Humble Hollywood podcast. Was that important to you going into it?
Yes. Because a lot of people, and I'm still, there's a possibility I have to face this, and I'm not afraid to say it. If they just go, well, we just want you. Like, no. My wings go with me. These are my wing women, okay? And these voices need to be heard, and various voices, international, all these different perspectives, because it's just gotten too, myopic, and it's just gotten more narrow for whatever unfortunate reason. We haven't been nearly as expansive, nor inclusive, nor tolerant, nor open as we should be. So I'm trying to demonstrate that in real time.
Do you believe that you're also bringing in diverse guests to the podcast? Do you believe
Yeah,
that would have been possible if you hadn't gone into The Walking Dead or the Orville or had the career you've had?
no, and that's it there. And again, you leverage what you got. You know what I mean? To be able to speak to Dan Tanney, an astronaut, and just have a very amazing conversation. A psychologist, Dr. Jeff, but Dr. Jeff Gadir, and just to a lot of times people don't know just how full you may be as a person. They see the characters, and they see your skill level as an actor, but they don't know how deep your inquisitive nature goes about more things than just acting. So, but at the same time, the beauty of being able to interview all these talented, amazing artists, and then hear the depth of their experiences, that don't always just align with the craft.
You have an army background. How has that helped you in your career in establishing stuff like Humble Hollywood?
More than anything else, preparation. Everything in the military is about time and preparation. So if you know this has to be done at zero dark, whatever, then you better be ready to go.
Definitely.
Do your prep work and think on your feet and do it. And I mean, my military career was full of travel. We went everywhere from Alaska to Japan. Pack your bag and go. Be ready to go anywhere and be open. And then all those experiences had me relating to all different sorts of people. So I never feel reticent about speaking to people, stepping to them with curiosity, but also kindness and awareness of their own personal space, and just finding a way to find a common ground and a safe place for them to feel free to let go of some things that we all go, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Definitely. So you've talked a lot about being curious and your inquisitive nature. Is that what keeps you passionate about not just acting, but finding out more about different career fields?
Yeah, but that's what took me into like doing this, producing. And uh, I got a few varying different projects that I'm producing, from a reality TV show to a sci-fi miniseries. You know, but it's always, behind it all is the story. Behind the story is the person. So therein lies the dominoes falling. You're always getting back to the person and their story.
Definitely, and it seems like you're paying it forward. What in your past has helped you be so appreciative of just the people around you?
I think growing up in foster care, uh, at times of feeling less than, uh, and then nurturing school teachers and nurturing foster parents. Tough love in a lot of ways, but they did say you can do anything you set your mind to. And then going to school and people just further nurturing that and saying, no, you're incredibly smart. You're wonderfully talented. You're very creative. You're going to be successful. Yeah, I think that. And then, yeah, school was huge for that. Whatever pricked my interest, there was someone there to say, okay, here, come over here and let me show you how that's done. Or hey, let's go over here and they'll show you how that's done. That was a huge part of my upbringing, and I internalized a lot of that.
Definitely, a supportive, I guess, a support system is always important. Who
Yeah,
are
a
the top
supportive
people in your
community.
who are the top people in your support system?
My older brother, first and foremost, Donald Coleman. Donald was the one that showed me that it was all possible. He said he did everything in school, and in the community. So he was the guidepost. And then my uncle Arnie was the person that further helped to shape who you are as a person, Chad, and how your trauma has manifested in you, and okay, how you need to work through that. Yeah. And then my older sister Dee was just my biggest cheerleader, and my sister Cheryl. So who yeah, she took that on, but she also uh was there early on because during the formative high school years, my brother was in school with me, my sister was. And for her to just tell me, man, you're amazing, dude. You're doing it, Chad, that was huge as well.
Coming back to Humble Hollywood podcast, once people
Hmm.
start listening to this, what do you hope they take away?
I really hope they take away again the power of the art of conversation and how we can really nurture each other if you're intentional about not being combative and knowing that it can be just as compelling as two people screaming at each other. Stephen A. Smith, shut up. Shh, I didn't say that. But you know what I'm saying. In sports radio and stuff, these people were just howling at each other and just jostling for a position on position on perspectives and thoughts sometimes. And you're not listening. So I want people to walk away going, oh my God, he really listened. Oh my God, he asked great questions. Oh my God, I would have never known that about that person. Oh, I just had an amazing experience. Oh, you made my day feel better. Ah, I kind of want to go out and try to be a little easy about how I converse with others, that kind of stuff. I think it's very important. We're living in a really polarizing time, man. And it doesn't serve us all to, act like we're in bumper cars with everything, and realize that you can talk to somebody. Right. The person on the train beside you, strike up a conversation. The spirit of it, you understand, can carry you. It really can. It carries you to the next experience. And then you don't go into that experience with all the same anxiety and intensity and have another train wreck. You come in with some understanding, some kindness and empathy. And all of a sudden, a bunch of us are just having different experiences.
Congratulations on this. You have an amazing view on life, and you have
Oh,
brilliant ideas. So,
thank you, brother.
wish you the
Much
best, and thank you for your
appreciated.
time.
You got it, brother. Much appreciated. And I don't know if I said it, but just go to Humble Hollywood Podcast W Chad. So we just shortened the width. And you can get all the information that we got going on because we're going to do a launch party March 16th. And I'm sorry, April 16th in Vegas. So we'll have all that information for you, and you can just purchase your Zoom into the party, and you can talk to your favorite actor. If you come into that Zoom party for a price, that's how it works. And then people in Vegas, come on out. Anthony Mackie is going to be in that theater live, along with Omar Dorsey and Calvin Ford, who is the trainer for the world champ Javante Davis. And I got my little man Jalen coming in from All American for all you youngsters. And then we got people zooming in like crazy. It's going to be amazing from Charlie Day, Glenn Howerton, uh, Da Vinci from BMF, and Daniel Ezra from All American. And so we got a whole slew of people, and you can read about who all the guests are. And it kind of feel like it could be both physical and virtual Comic Con, sort of, if you will.
Sounds awesome. Much respect to you, and hoping for the biggest success
Oh,
possible.
brother, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sure I'll see you again, bro.